Welcome back to the channel. William here with East Mesa Urban Homestead. So, got a couple updates here. I don't know if you remember a few videos back, I told you about my neighbor that lost one of their chickens. Well, I got the good news, and they got good news as well, is that chicken actually went broody, and they have a bunch of like rose bushes that line their fence line, and they're really dense. So I guess that chicken was going back in there, and they didn't see it for like 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden it showed up, and then it went back missing again, and they finally found it sitting on a clutch of old eggs. So that's good news for all of us that have chickens here in the urban setting. So the other update that I have is on my my seed to feed program. So you know what, I got the most finicky chickens in the world. I have I don't know what the deal is with them, but they only eat certain things. I give them fresh vegetables. They don't eat half of them. I gave them the oats that I grew, and at first they started eating them, and then they never actually ate the grass of it. They just ate the seeds, and altogether now they have stopped eating them. So I'm going to try to get some barley or maybe some wheatgrass to grow and see if that makes any difference for them. So that's the first two updates. So let's take a look at these girls over here right now. All right, so as you can see, there goes my Polish crested, the one that doesn't like to be around people. So as you can see there's the oats down there, and it's got a good seed bed in it, or root bed in it, I should say. And you know, they just don't like them. It's been sitting there for a couple hours, and yeah, they just don't like them. So I'm gonna give that up for right now. You know, if they were really going crazy over them, I would continue to do it. But you know, I don't see that it's really worth you know, feeding them and, you know, growing these when, you know, it does take a lot of time to do. So anyway, that's the deal on that. So we're gonna do an update on the composter in the garden. Let's go take a look. Alright, so composter's still looking pretty good over here. It's doing really well, and yeah, it's about 120 degrees or so, so it's looking good. So what happened here was my neighbor, he's got a lot of standing water over here. You know, he waters his backyard, he's got grass, so I get a lot of water over here on this side. And so what was happening was the composter was getting super saturated. So what I did was I went and bought some horse bedding, which is just it's like compressed sawdust, you know, kind of like the pellets that you use for smoking on a grill or whatever. So anyway, I took those and I put it in here, and it absorbed a lot of that moisture, and I'm getting ready to flip this, but it's looking pretty good. I put this piece of cardboard in there as well to take up some of that moisture. But I'm going to flip this here in just a little bit, but let's go take a look at the garden. Alright, so here's the garden. So it's looking pretty good on this side over here. My strawberries are starting to flower. There's one there, and there's two on that plant right there. The other ones haven't done anything yet, but that's a good sign, right? Looks like this one right here might be getting ready to do a flower right there. So I'm really happy with that. They got some bad news on both of these beds. Unfortunately, this freeze cloth didn't work as well as I thought it would. But you can see right here, we had those severe freezes right after Christmas, and I lost a couple of my tomato plants. That one right there is gone. This one is looking pretty shabby. This one right here got affected as well, and that one down there. But you know, that's the way it goes. You know, it's probably not I should probably just now be planting these tomatoes in the ground themselves. I don't think we're gonna have any more frost, but you know, I did it earlier, and I was hopeful that they would grow and I would get some fruit out of them. But you know what? That's the way it goes. But Radishes are looking good, huh? Look at all those radish in there. They're really starting to do good. I think I planted like 50 of them on the second round. These are those watermelon radish that I got from M.I. Gardener. So I'm looking forward to those coming in here shortly. All right, so carrots still remain looking good here. And believe it or not, look at this. This is my broccoli plants. They're really, I can't believe that they're actually growing. This is definitely not the time for those. And I got a small one right there that just keeps hanging on. And again, I got radish coming in over here. They're looking pretty good in there. My bunching onions here, they're doing all right. They're not as prolific as I thought they would be. I planted about 30 or 40 of those in here, and I don't know, they're not doing very well. So, oh well. Thinking about maybe picking some of these bigger carrots here and just seeing how they're doing, because again, you know what I used on these. If you've watched my earlier videos, I used those peat moss pellets and they're a root plant, so I'm not sure how well they're gonna be in here. So let's go ahead and try one right here and just see how it is. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. The plant looks really healthy, but the carrot is not that big. It's kind of stunted inside of that peat moss pellet. But you know what? I'm gonna take this in and I'm gonna clean it up and see how it tastes. All right. So come on over here, and as you can see right here, this big one, that was my biggest plant out of all of them. It's just about dead. And another one back there, got some frostbite on it. I don't know if you can see it back in there. Another one over here got it. But that is the update on the garden. All right, so there you go. There's our update. I'm looking forward to a little bit warmer temperatures, and you know, I think the garden is gonna be what it is for this first time around, and I think the winter, early spring garden is gonna do much better. So I'm gonna go inside and I'm gonna wash up that carrot. I'm gonna take a taste, see how it is, and I'm actually gonna start planting some new plants inside, and I'll do a video on that. So until next time, I'm out here.